And this is something that was anticipated. 150 points was the early expectation for the benchmark Nifty 50. I wonder what the broader markets are doing. Let's pull those indices up as well. The mid-cap index up about 1% or so at this point as I speak to you. And you have the small-cap index that is about 1% higher. So all told, it seems like the market breadth, and what that means is it tells you how many stocks are advancing versus how many stocks are declining. The market breadth is tilted very firmly in favor of the advances, and more people out there, more investors are going out and buying stocks. But let's look individually to see which sectors are benefiting. And if we can pull up that graphic onto the screen, I would think that most sectors are in the green. Let's pull up that patchwork heat map if we can. And auto is by far and away the biggest beneficiary, up about 2.5% or so. FMCG, I was talking about these two sectors before the market started. I told you, this is where the biggest benefit is. Both of these sectors gaining over 2%. Rural as a pack. This is indicative of companies that operate in rural India, and there's expected to be a consumption boost there as well ahead of the festive season, up about 1.7%. The only sectors that are not doing particularly well today are sectors that are not really impacted by GST. Metal to a certain extent is just about flat. You have oil and gas that is not doing too much. IT, as you know, is a sector that moves, is in the external space. Sorry, are you saying something? Okay. Okay. So like I was saying, this is generally giving you a sense of what is moving. Let me delve a little deeper into the Nifty 50 stocks. And again, here you have 37 out of the 50 stocks that are moving higher, and quite a few big movers in this pack as well. Of course, some of the dust has already settled, but Mahindra & Mahindra continues to lead the pack with gains of about 6%. Now, the second stock in the list, Bajaj Finance, is an interesting one because in the non-banking financial services space, this is a lender that primarily deals with consumer loans. And if consumption is set to improve, then this company stands to benefit. And the other big tailwind in favor of Bajaj Finance is the fact that the Reserve Bank of India has been cutting interest rates. So loans are getting cheaper and consumption is getting a boost on account of GST. All things considered, it bodes well for Bajaj Finance. What else is moving up? Ultratech Cement and the other cement companies also benefit because they've moved from 28% on GST to 18% on GST. So of course the cement companies benefit, but you will also have companies in the real estate space that benefit because a key raw material is going to get cheaper for them. The question is whether or not they're going to keep the prices as they are, because the expectation was that in October and November, they would like to pass on input price increases in the form of price increases, and whether or not this will get taken up down the line is something that you need to watch out for. At this juncture, we've come off a little bit for the benchmark Nifty 50, now up about 0.6%, and more stocks declining. And some of them, let me talk about these because there's no real trend, but there's one stock that really is proving to be a bit of a laggard. It has in the recent past been something that is pulling the market down and the benchmark Nifty 50, and that is Reliance Industries. It's down about 0.5% or thereabouts at this point. And one wonders why this is the case. Of course, a large part of their business is related to petrochemicals, but they have retail and they have geo as well. From the broader markets, I'm just going to pull that up and look at the Nifty 500. If we can pull up maybe the BSE 500 to see which stocks from the broader markets are doing well. And again, you have the same theme. The second stock in the gaining segment, that is Campus Activewear. And this is in the footwear space, by the way. So this is another category. So you will see Bata, you will see Campus Activewear, a few others that are also benefiting because in the footwear space, footwear below 2,500 rupees gets cheaper because the GST shifts lower. And quite a few of these stocks that are listed are in that lower price bracket. In the apparel space also, you'll see a few names benefiting, specifically Britannia. It's an important stock to track in the FMCG basket because 80% of the revenues that they generate are in categories that are seeing a GST shift lower. So all told, it's actually a big positive for the stock market as well as for the consumer, because while things may not be apparent, Divya, in the next few days, chances are that in the coming weeks, starting from Navratri, you will see the first inkling of price decreases. Of course, you'll have discount offered by a lot of automotive companies, but you will see price decreases starting from Navratri and heading into the weeks after that. It might just be a very good festive season, not just for India Incorporated, but also for the consumer and the common man.